Hello, everyone. It is so good to be here with you again. Welcome back to our space. How are you feeling today, Mark? You look like you have a lot on your mind.
Honestly, Emma, I am feeling a little heavy today. Not bad, just thoughtful. I was thinking about this all morning. Do you ever feel like you are working so hard, but you're standing still? That's how I've been feeling with my English lately, and honestly, with my life too. It's like I'm waiting for a big explosion of progress, but everything just feels quiet.
I think we all know that feeling very well, Mark. It is that heavy feeling of waiting for a sign. We want to see a big change because we put in so much effort. We want the world to tell us, look, you're doing it. But usually, life doesn't work in explosions. Life works in whispers.
That's a beautiful way to put it, but it's hard to trust the whispers when you want to speak fluently right now. I find myself getting so frustrated with myself. I study, I listen to podcasts, I try to learn new words, but when I wake up the next day, I feel like the same Mark. I don't feel like a new person who speaks better English. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. We are often obsessed with the destination. We want to be at the top of the mountain looking at the view. But the mountain is made of tiny rocks. If you only look at the top, the path under your feet feels boring. You feel like you aren't moving. But Mark, if you take 3 steps every day, you are no longer where you started. You are higher up than you were yesterday.
I guess that is the part I struggle with, the 3 steps. Sometimes 3 steps feel too small to matter. I think, if I only learn 2 new words today, what difference does it make? I still have thousands more to learn. It makes me want to give up because the gap between where I am and where I want to be feels like an ocean.
That is the trap of the mind. Our minds love big numbers and big events. But your life is actually built on the things you do when no one is watching. It's built on the 10 minutes you spend reading before bed. It's built on the way you talk to yourself when you make a mistake. Those are the habits that transform you quietly. They aren't loud, but they are powerful.
I like that word, quietly, because it really is quiet, isn't it? When I'm practicing a difficult sentence in my head while I'm walking to the store, nobody sees that. It doesn't feel like a victory. No one is clapping for me.
But it is a victory. It's a victory over the part of you that wants to stay comfortable. Tell me, Mark, when you are walking to the store and you think in English, how do you feel in that moment, deep down?
At first, I feel a bit silly. Then I feel a bit tired because it takes energy to translate my thoughts. But after a few minutes, I feel a little bit proud. It's like a secret conversation with myself, a little secret that I am growing.
Exactly. That secret pride is where the growth happens. You are building a new identity. You aren't just Mark who is trying to learn English. You are becoming Mark who thinks in English. Those small daily habits are like seeds. You don't see the tree growing every day. You can sit and watch a seed for 10 hours and you will see nothing. But that doesn't mean nothing is happening underground.
I think I need to be more patient with the seeds. I'm always trying to pull the plant out of the ground to see if the roots are growing. I end up hurting my own progress because I'm so worried about the speed.
We all do that. We are so impatient with ourselves. We expect perfection in a week. But think about your life 5 years ago. Think about the things you can do now that you couldn't do then. Did those changes happen in one day?
No, not at all. I look back and I realize I've changed a lot, but I can't point to one specific day where everything changed. It was just a slow shift, like the seasons changing.
Encouraging. That's the beauty of it. When you change through small habits, the change stays with you. It becomes part of your bones. If you won the lottery tomorrow, you wouldn't know how to handle the money. But if you work and save a little bit every day, you become a person who knows the value of what they have. English is the same. If I could give you a pill that made you fluent instantly, you wouldn't have the discipline or the memories of the journey. You wouldn't have the language muscles you've built by struggling.
I never thought about it as language muscles. I suppose the struggle is actually the workout. When I can't find a word and I have to explain it in a different way, I'm actually training my brain to be flexible. It hurts, but it's a good kind of hurt.
Yes, that flexibility is more important than knowing the perfect word. In life, things rarely go perfectly. If you only know how to succeed when everything is easy, you will stop the moment things get hard. But if you have the habit of showing up even when you are tired, or even when you feel stuck, you are building a mindset that can handle anything.
So, how do I stop focusing on the stuck feeling? How do I start noticing the quiet transformation instead of the loud frustration?
Calmly. You start by changing your definition of success. Most people think success is speaking perfect English, but that's a huge, scary goal. What if success for today is just listening to one English song and really trying to understand the lyrics? What if success is just saying good morning to yourself in the mirror in English?
That sounds almost too easy. Can something that easy really change my life? I feel like I should be doing more, something harder.
Wisely. It's easy to do, Mark, but it's also very easy not to do. That is the secret of habits. Anyone can study for 5 hours once a month, but very few people can study for 15 minutes every single day without fail. The person who does 15 minutes every day will eventually fly past the person who does 5 hours once a month.
I see. It's about the rhythm, like a heartbeat. It doesn't have to be a drum solo every day. It just has to be a steady beat.
Exactly. It's the rhythm of your life. When you make English a small part of your daily rhythm, it stops being a task. It stops being homework. It becomes a part of your environment. It's like the air you breathe. You don't think about breathing, you just do it.
I want that. I want it to feel natural. But sometimes my environment feels so far away from English. Everyone around me speaks my native language. My job is in my native language. It feels like I'm trying to build an island in the middle of a very big ocean.
Then you must build your own internal environment. This is something many learners forget. You are the creator of your own world. The podcasts you listen to, the people you follow on social media, the things you think about while you're cooking dinner, that is your environment. If you fill your ears with English for 30 minutes a day while you do the dishes, you are no longer in your old environment. You are in a new one.
I do that sometimes. I put on my headphones and I feel like I'm in a different world. But then I take them off and I feel like I'm back in reality. It feels a bit lonely.
But why must those two worlds be separate? Why can't you bring a little bit of that English world into your reality? Maybe you write your grocery list in English. Maybe you label the things in your kitchen. These are tiny, almost invisible habits, but they send a message to your brain. They say, this language belongs here. This language is part of my home.
It's about making space for it. Not just in my schedule, but in my heart, I guess. I have to let it live with me.
That's very profound, Mark, making space in your heart. When we learn a language, we aren't just learning words. We are learning a new way to see the world. Have you noticed that you feel a little bit different when you speak English?
I have. I feel maybe a bit more direct, or maybe a bit more adventurous. It's like I can be a slightly different version of Mark. A Mark who is willing to try things, even if they aren't perfect.
That version of you is growing every time you practice a small habit. You are feeding that adventurous Mark. If you ignore him for a week, he gets weak and quiet. But if you give him just a little bit of attention every day, he grows strong. One day, you'll realize that English Mark and everyday Mark are the same person. They have merged.
I love that idea. But Emma, what about the days when I just feel like I'm failing? Yesterday, I tried to watch a video and I didn't understand half of it. I felt so discouraged. I felt like all my habits weren't working at all. I felt like I was back at zero.
Discouragement is just a feeling, Mark. It isn't a fact. When you don't understand a video, it doesn't mean you are failing. It means you have found the limit of your current comfort zone. And the only way to grow the zone is to sit at the edge of it, even when it feels confusing.
It's a very uncomfortable edge to sit on. It makes me feel small.
Warmly, it is. But that discomfort is actually the feeling of your brain changing. It's like when you go to the gym and your muscles ache the next day. You don't say, oh no, my muscles are hurting, I must be getting weaker. You say, my muscles are hurting because they are growing. Why don't we say that about our brains? When it's hard to understand, say to yourself, this is the feeling of my brain growing.
The feeling of my brain growing. I'm going to try to remember that. It changes the emotion from frustration to, I don't know, curiosity. Like, oh, look at my brain working so hard.
Curiosity is the best tool for learning. If you are curious, you can't be afraid. If you make a mistake and you think, that's interesting, why did I say it that way? You are learning. But if you make a mistake and think, I'm so stupid, you are just closing the door to your own progress.
I have closed that door many times. I'm very good at being hard on myself. I think I'm my own toughest boss.
We are all experts at being our own worst critics. But imagine if you had a friend who was trying to learn something new. Would you tell them they were stupid every time they made a mistake? Would you tell them they should give up because they aren't perfect yet?
Of course not. I would tell them to keep going. I would tell them I'm proud of them for trying. I would tell them that every mistake is just a step.
Then why not say that to yourself? You are the only person who is with you 24 hours a day. You are your own most important teacher. Your habits of thought are just as important as your habits of study. If you have the habit of being kind to yourself, your English will improve much faster because you won't be afraid to use it.
It's all connected, isn't it? The way I treat myself, the way I spend my morning, the way I look at my progress. It's not just about English. It's about how I live my life and how I see myself.
It's exactly the same thing. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you look for quick fixes in English, you are probably looking for quick fixes in your health or your relationships too. But the best things in life take time. They are built slowly, quietly, and with a lot of love.
I think I've been looking for a shortcut. I wanted to find the secret method that would make everything easy. But maybe the secret is that there is no secret. It's just showing up every single day.
That is the most powerful secret of all. Just showing up. Even when you don't want to. Even when you think you're not getting better. There's a famous quote that says, "Success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out." It doesn't say success is the result of one big lucky day. It's the repetition. It's the habit.
So if I listen to this podcast today, or if I write one sentence in my journal, I am succeeding, even if I don't feel like a genius yet, even if I stumble over my words.
You are absolutely succeeding. You are winning the battle against doing nothing, and doing something is always infinitely better than doing nothing. You are building a momentum that will eventually become unstoppable.
I'm starting to feel a bit better now. The weight doesn't feel so heavy. I can handle 15 minutes. I can handle a few mistakes. I can handle being imperfect, Mark, as long as I'm moving, Mark.
Good. Because you are enough, Mark. Your progress is enough. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. You just have to be consistent. Think about a drop of water falling on a stone. One drop does nothing, but 1,000 drops, day after day, they can change the shape of the stone. They can carve a path through a mountain.
I want to be the water, not the stone. I want to be persistent and gentle at the same time.
You already are. You just have to keep falling. Don't worry about the shape of the stone today. Just focus on being the drop of water. What is one small thing you can do today, Mark? Something so small that it feels easy.
I think I will describe my dinner in English while I'm cooking it, just to myself. I am cutting the onions. The water is boiling. It's simple, but it's something. It's a start.
That is perfect. It's real, it's practical, and it brings the language into your life. It makes English a companion, not a stranger. And to everyone listening out there, I want to ask you the same thing. What is your drop of water today? What is one tiny thing you can do that makes English a part of your world?
It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be yours. Don't worry about what I'm doing or what Emma's doing. Just find your own small step.
Gently. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Their mountain is not your mountain. Just look at the path under your feet. Take one step. And then tomorrow, take another one. We are right here with you.
Grateful, Emma. I feel like I can breathe again. I was so worried about the future that I forgot to just be here in the present. I forgot that the present is where the work happens.
The present is the only place where you can actually learn anything. You can't learn in the future, and you can't learn in the past. You can only learn right now. So be kind to yourself in this moment. You are doing much better than you think.
I'll try. I really will. And for everyone listening, I hope you feel a little bit lighter too. We are all in this together. We are all just taking our small steps, feeling a bit silly sometimes, but moving forward anyway.
We really are. And we are so proud of you for being here with us. You've already taken your step for today just by listening and reflecting with us. That is a habit. That is progress. That is you choosing to grow.
It feels good to know that. I'm going to go cook those onions now, and I'm going to tell them all about it in English. They might be the best informed onions in the world.
I love that. Tell the onions I said hello. We will be here for you in the next episode, waiting to walk with you again.
See you then. Keep going, everyone. One small step at a time. You've got this.
Goodbye for now. Take care of your heart and your mind.
Bye-bye, everyone.